and he like greeted Helen. She's always waiting for us to come back from our walk. She's probably thinking, where on earth is the other one? Because I didn't go for a walk today. Yeah. She doesn't like it when two people come. She's a very shy one. Yeah, she's careful. She's a real sweetie. Well, she's not quite sure what to do. And there we go. I think she wanted a pat. Give her a pat. So Kirsten's going to try. Maybe she's full. Because they were, I think they were grilling something today. It smelled really good. Oh, zoomed in a bit. I think she's full. Doesn't want to eat any doggy snacks. We're getting a new fridge. Es muy peso. Oops.
Sí, porque abierto y momentito.
Un frigo nuevo. ¿Es de San Gil?
Sí. Nos tocó ir por él porque si no, nunca nos lo iban a traer. Nos dijeron viernes, sábado. Entonces,
el señor dijo que como vino muy recostada,
toca por ahí hasta el viernes.
Dijo por ahí 2 días.
Ok, viernes. Sí. Y sin luz, sin electricidad. No se puede conectar con él. No conectar.
No, porque el amoníaco necesita esperar.
Un momentito,
Ajá.
A ver, Johansson. Ya, cógelo. No. Ok, a ver.
Ajá. Perfecto.
Cuidado con los... Sí, hay que dejarla un poco... Sí.
So, ¿conectamos el viernes?
Hasta el viernes por la tarde.
Por la tarde. Ok, perfecto, no problema.
Viernes, sábado, sí, mejor el sábado de la mañana.
Yeah, okay, no problemas. Today's our lucky day. We get lots of nice deliveries. And now we got the fabulous bread. And they kind of cut it already with a machine, but it's so fresh that they don't cut it all the way through. We're trying to get some slices of it. It's warm out of the oven. And this is dinner for tonight. It's perfect. No, that's mine. You just got the nicer things.
Yeah, you got that one.
Yeah, but you get the other one. No, I'm insisting on my side. You can't have both of the good ones. If you want the other...
Oh. God, you're so piffy.
We've got one rectangular one and one round one, which we already cut in half. We wanted 2 rectangular ones, but they couldn't fit them all in the oven. He's got lots of deliveries for tonight. But isn't that perfect? Yum, yum. This is the best bread in the whole of South America. I'm starving anyway. Let's put some butter and ham and cheese and whatnot on there.
Yeah.
So here's already my 1 splitting of ham tomato sandwich.
You couldn't wait.
We've got this fabulous ham from town. Here you can see it better on Helen's. Egg mayonnaise. Oh, this is so delicious. Our quick dinner, which is a fabulous dinner.
So, here's Kirsten, big mouth Kirsten.
Wow.
That's a huge doorstep. Look at the size of that.
And so crunchy that you have to watch out for your
And
teeth.
then you can have a look at the size of the sandwich as well.
Yummy. Absolutely delicious.
The ham with the tomato. It's like pork. It's crunchy too.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Friday, 23rd of October, and we have, look at this,
A special.
special.
I made
It's
a
a
strawberry
strawberry
cake. Strawberry sponge cake. Just for Helen.
Must be coming up to the strawberry time. October. No, I guess it's different times here.
And give it a try.
And it tastes really good.
And I just found this little tower of straw and mud. It's an ant hole. God knows. I think it's because it was raining so hard last night.
Put it on still.
It's like a protection for them. See, they're working on it. They're bringing lots of stuff. And maybe it got flooded last night because it was torrential rain. And they're really, really working on it now. Busy bees, or busy ants in this case. It's amazing how much they can carry. All these big pieces. Oops, there we go. Down into the hole. This is a praying mantis. A tiny one. She just flew on the camera. Hello, sweetie. We now have to shower in our own shower with the solar bag on because there are guests in the one house, the only house that has a hot shower. They're here for 2 weeks, so now we're using our good old solar shower again, right? Started yesterday with building the new shower. It's going to be a communal shower with hot water, and they took down the former veggie patch and now they're making a base for the shower block. So we've got a new horn which I just installed. It wasn't easy because it sits very awkwardly behind this panel. Here you can see it from underneath. It has a little funnel. We tried it out yesterday and it was super loud. So I'm going to attach the battery now and then we see if it works. It works! So,
Here's the ring.
where's my Schraubenzieher?
No, sitting on it somewhere.
It's right there.
Is it easier that way or the other way?
I'm not sure.
What do you need me to
Du
do?
musst mit rein, ja. Warte mal, ich versuch mal. Wir sind jetzt hier von oben nach unten.
Well, you can't see anything.
Do you want it? Ja, ich habe es. Warte, ja.
So?
Ja, hängt. Juppie. Fest. Guck mal, ob ich uns drauf kriege. Hier ist Helen. Und hier bin ich. Wir haben es geschafft, unsere Exhausts. Oh, I'm talking German. Oh, we made it.
Yeah. What about the other ones though, the old ones? Cause
No,
those
they are good. Just leave them
they
here.
don't look very good at all.
So this one's hanging now. The guys are doing well. One wall is up already. The next one's being built.
Step by step, we are cleaning up Vinny too. We're always astounded where all the dust and grime ends up. Kirsten doesn't clean very often. That's usually my job. But when she does, it's always quite thorough. Like twice a year or so.
Yeah. Just saved your life? Hmm?
Yep, probably did, but you'll have to move out the way.
Trying to get it off the road now.
Well, it seems to like that.
Hello, beautiful. Today he's with his cows and he is in protective mode. Aren't you, huh? Yeah. Huh? You have little babies too, huh? What's up today, huh? Here are the little ones. Big Bull has been busy, That must be hurting. There's a cara.
The corona cases are going up again, and Europe is facing another lockdown.
The American spacecraft OSIRIS-REx has completed a maneuver designed to grab rock from an asteroid 300 million kilometres away. The mission could give us a clue to how life on Earth began. Donald Trump's visited the battleground state of Pennsylvania to address supporters less than 2 weeks before the presidential election. Democrat Joe Biden is in his home state of Delaware preparing for Thursday's final debate.
The FBI says US voter registration information has been obtained by Iran and Russia as they try to interfere in the presidential election. Officials say that Iran has been sending threatening emails designed to intimidate voters. Also, Ireland and the Czech Republic begin a second lockdown. It's an attempt to prevent the country's hospitals becoming overwhelmed by the rising number of new COVID-19 cases. Donald Trump and Joe Biden have clashed in the final televised debate ahead of the US presidential election. It was more civilized in tone, but personal assaults did emerge over each other's taxes and allegations about the Biden family's business affairs. France has registered almost 42,000 coronavirus cases in the past 24-hour period. That's a new record. A night curfew has been extended to new areas to help combat the high levels of transmission. Several countries in Europe have reported coronavirus infection rates higher than during the first wave of the pandemic in the spring. In France, the government has imposed a 6-week overnight curfew on 2/3 of the country. Just days ahead of the US election, the Democratic candidate Joe Biden has pledged a free coronavirus vaccine for all if he wins. President Trump has accused him of overstating the crisis. Sudan is to normalise relations with Israel, the third Arab state to do so in 2 months. The deal was announced by Donald Trump from the White House. Palestinians have reacted angrily. They've described it as another stab in the back. And protests are spreading across Poland after a court ruling banning virtually all abortions, with exceptions only for cases of rape, incest, or where the mother's health is at risk.
COVID-19 continues its fast spread throughout Europe. Many countries are hoping to slow transmission by imposing new restrictions. France, the Czech Republic and Italy have seen a record number of daily cases. Poland's President Andrzej Duda has tested positive for the virus and is in self-isolation. Donald Trump has voted early in the US presidential election. He did so in his adopted home state of Florida. With 10 days to go, a record 57 million people have already cast their ballots, largely due to fears over coronavirus, with the country seeing record daily highs.
Chile has voted by a large majority in a referendum to rewrite its dictatorship-era constitution. The president said the new charter should reflect the democratic values of the country and protect the rights and aspirations of all Chileans. President Trump's nominee, Justice Amy Coney Barrett, has joined the US Supreme Court despite Democratic Party opposition. Republicans hope the strengthened Conservative majority on the panel will appeal to voters in next week's elections.
There's been a second night of unrest in Philadelphia after another black man was shot dead by police. Looting and violence broke out after hundreds of people took to the streets. Donald Trump and Joe Biden intensify campaigning as the presidential race enters its final week. President Trump held rallies in Michigan, Wisconsin and Nebraska, while Joe Biden visited Georgia. The World Health Organization says it's very concerned about the ability of health services in Europe to manage the rise in cases. There have been 1.4 million in just the past week.
A new national lockdown in France will start on Friday and last at least until the end of November. In a nationwide televised address, President Macron said people would only be allowed to leave home for essential work, shopping, exercise or emergencies. Businesses classed as non-essential, such as restaurants and bars, will close, but schools and factories can still open. Germany's Chancellor has also announced a partial lockdown to try to stop the spread of the virus. Bars, restaurants and much of the leisure sector will have to close for the whole of next month. The senior medical official tasked with controlling the pandemic in the US has told the BBC President Trump's political rallies are bound to spread COVID-19. Dr. Anthony Fauci said such gatherings, mostly without masks or social distancing, are potential super spreader events.
As much of Europe struggles to cope with a new surge of the coronavirus, the President of the European Commission says work should start immediately to prepare the infrastructure for a mass vaccination programme. French troops have been deployed to protect religious buildings and schools after a Tunisian man killed 3 people in a church in Nice. The suspected attacker is in a serious condition in hospital after being shot by police. President Trump and his Democratic rival Joe Biden have entered the final 4 days of the US election campaign. More than 80 million Americans have already cast their ballot as early voting hits record levels.
The UK Prime Minister will hold a press conference in the next few hours amid speculation he'll impose a national lockdown in England next week. And in Scotland, a ban on all travel in and out of England has been announced. President Trump and Joe Biden have been campaigning in the Midwest ahead of Tuesday's US election. Their final push comes as America reports 9 million coronavirus cases. And the Oscar-winning British actor Sean Connery, who was best known for playing James Bond, has died. He was 90. His starring role as the suave, ruthless secret agent in the 007 movies brought him global stardom.
The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has confirmed a 4-week national lockdown in England to try to halt the rising number of coronavirus cases. From Thursday, people will be largely restricted to their own homes. This year's US presidential election is on course for a record turnout. 91 million Americans have now cast early ballots before Election Day on Tuesday. The BBC has learned that Prince William, second in line to the British throne, contracted COVID-19 earlier this year. It's thought the Prince was infected in early April at about the same time as his father, Prince Charles.
Stay tuned for more videos.